and welcome to another... Wait, seriously? Let's try that again. Hello, and welcome to another exciting segment of The Chatterbox with Crickette, your lifestyle and entertainment talk radio from the heart of the Southwest. And now, here's your lovely and charming host, Crickette Gill.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Chatterbox with Crickette. I am your host, Crickette Gill, and along with me, I should have my wonderful, salacious co-host, the Ubiquitous Biker Mike. Are you there, Biker Mike?
Hey, Gill.
Oh, there you are. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
How you doing, Crickette?
I called you salacious. Did you like that?
I love it. I might have to look it up.
Okay. So how did your treatment go today?
Just perfect.
Okay, so no cramping and all that stuff. You're doing better today?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good. So tell me what your plans are for today.
Well, when we get through, I'm headed off to Pumpkin Center.
Pumpkin Center. What is that?
That's a little town between the 87 and the 60 on the way to Roosevelt Lake.
Oh, yeah, I've been to Roosevelt Lake, but I haven't been to this Pumpkin Center. What are you going to do there?
Well, I'm going to hang out with some old retired buddies, and we're going to go out and target practice and
target practice
talk and blabber and just be guys.
Hey, so is it just for guys? Can I go next time?
Yes.
No? Oh.
No girls allowed.
Yeah, that's not fair. Us girls have to start our own center. I think I'm going to have our guests. I think I'm going to have our guests today start our own Pumpkin Center. We'll just have to maybe call it like, I don't know, squash. We'll call it a Pumpkin Squash Center. It's not fair. Oh, well. Well, today's guest, we actually have Nicole Pena on the line. She is the Director of Marketing and Public Relations with the Phoenix Rescue Mission. And while researching for our interview for today, I discovered that Arizona ranks as the 4th worst state in the nation for homelessness. Did you know that, Maker Mike?
Yeah, it has a lot to do with the climate.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I would imagine Florida, California, and Nevada might round out.
If you were going to be homeless, would you rather do it in Minnesota or Arizona?
Oh, no, I might want to lose some toes. No, I'd rather do it in Arizona any day of the week. If it was going to happen, I'd rather it be here. And I think we have some great people here that actually come together and do a lot for the homeless. Organizations such as the Phoenix Rescue Mission are key in that push to help the homeless in this state. So, yeah, I'd rather be here than in Minnesota any day. Well, because I like to spend as much time with our guests, I'm going to go ahead and bring Nicole on the line so we can start learning more about the Phoenix Rescue Mission. Nicole, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me.
So,
Hi, Nicole.
The Phoenix Rescue Mission, homelessness and hunger are not just for the holidays. I mean, people are homeless and hungry all year round.
Right, and just like Mike alluded to, actually the summer can be a busier time for homeless shelters in Arizona than the winter months just because it gets so hot and so many people have migrated here from different colder states, and the heat catches them off guard. So, it's year-round.
If you're out there just for a half hour in 115-degree weather, you're going to need assistance if you don't have water, shelter, air conditioning, and so forth. I drove the entire summer this year without AC in my car. I went out, and I had to divert money to other things, so that's what I did. But I could just imagine if, you were on the streets. At least I had the hot air blowing on me. You have nothing blowing on you sitting out on the sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah. Ladies, keep in mind that that's the way it was all the time when I was a kid. We had no refrigeration in our cars.
That's crazy.
But you didn't have as many homeless people here when you were a kid, did you?
No.
And I would imagine with today's economy, especially with the government gridlock that we're in right now, a lot of people can find themselves in this situation. Many of us live paycheck to paycheck. And we miss a paycheck, and next thing you know, we can't pay the bills for our homes, our apartments, and we're out on the street. And now we need an organization like the Phoenix Rescue Mission to help us get back on our feet.
Right. It can happen very fast before people know it sometimes. They lose a job, and then in a couple weeks they've lost their car, they've lost everything that they have, and they find themselves, you know, at the Phoenix Rescue Mission looking pretty scared and not knowing what to do. So, you know, we're glad we're here. We've been in the Valley actually 62 years, if you can believe it. And we just, you know, our whole goal is, you know, to feed people, to clothe them, to help them in those ways, but then, you know, open up that relationship with them and really try to provide them more things. Like we run 2 drug treatment centers, so we have one for men and one for women. So if that's the reason why you're on the streets, we can offer you more help. If perhaps you just need job training, we have job training, GED training. We'll help you find a job, get you into, you know, an apartment that you can afford, help you with money management. So we just try to be a full continuum of care, they say, but just to really help that person that's standing in front of us, that whole person, and try to figure out how to make it so that they're not homeless on the streets.
Oh. How many meals a day do you serve?
Well, we're up to almost about 1,000 meals. We have 2 campuses. We have a women's campus on 15th Avenue in Van Buren, and then we have our men's campus, men and then family and just walk-ins on 35th Avenue in Buckeye. So we're up to about 1,000 meals a day, and we serve every day of the week. 3 meals a day, busy kitchen. We have really great partners in the community like Sprouts and Safeway that actually donate the food to us. So
they're very generous.
Yes.
Now you say you're up to 1,000 meals a day, but that's just for now for the summer. As we're heading into the holidays, how much growth do you see with that?
Well, we see a lot more because once the school year starts, then the families and the people in the neighborhood that are near our shelters, they start coming and asking for help. So we do a lot of food box, we do a lot of hot meals, breakfasts for families in the mornings. So, you know, it just varies from day to day, but we have about 1,000 families in that South Phoenix neighborhood that rely a lot on our services.
Well, let's talk about the upcoming, or the program that just launched, actually, on October 1st, the Feeding Phoenix More Than a Meal program. What's that all about?
Well, this year, because we know that homelessness has gone up in Phoenix and we saw it this summer, we have launched a new campaign that not only promotes our feeding programs, but lets people know that they can come to us for any type of resource, and we can help them. So we're trying to hand out about 1,000 food boxes this holiday season. We think we're going to feed about 78,000 meals from October 1st to December 31st. So we just need the community's help to partner with us and do food drives. We have something called Fill a Box, Feed a Family, where they can download a menu and make a food box, and then they can drive it to the family on November 23rd. So we have a lot of ways the community can get involved in just feeding people. And we always say hope begins with a meal. So this is kind of our door that we extend to people. Come and have a meal. And once they sort of feel comfortable, it's hard to, imagine, but it's difficult to make decisions when you're starving, when you're hungry, when you haven't eaten. So we just try to, take care of those basics first: food, clothes, shower, shelter, and then, really work on what is causing your homelessness. How can we end homelessness for you today?
Now, this is a better alternative.
As a concerned human being, what could I do to help as far as donations, and how would I do it?
Well, there's many, many ways. Mm-hmm. But we, right now, what we are really asking for are canned food items, and we have listings on our website where you can drop off food, or we have our warehouse where you can come and fill a box or drop off food. If you could do a neighborhood donation drive with your friends, and just think of anything that you would eat for Thanksgiving, and that's kind of what we put in the box. And then we're having a frozen turkey Sunday and an open house on November 10th. So you can come down, you can get a tour of our shelter, you can see what's going on. We're actually having a big barbecue with the people that we serve, so you can, meet some of the people and hear their stories. But we're also collecting frozen turkey so we can cook for Thanksgiving. So there's a whole lot of ways to get involved, and many of those are listed on our website, and we're updating that every day. But mainly, we really need people to do food drives for us.
Now, you mentioned that. I'm glad that you mentioned the food drives. Let's say I wanted to do a food drive, but I don't really have that kind of experience. Like, I don't know where to start. Do you offer a blueprint? Do you offer some kind of training? How would I know the steps to take to put together a food drive?
Right. So you would call us and tell us you want to do a food drive. We have food drive boxes and food drive posters, and then we have a little flyer to help you get started. Like, we recommend a food drive lasts about 3 weeks because that seems to be the time period where you can collect the most food. Any longer than that, people, they've already donated, and so, it wanes. But, we try to help you, through it all. And if you have is just as massively successful, we have trucks that can come and pick up the food for you. So if you have 1 or 2 boxes, you can come bring it down to our warehouse. We have Saturday hours. So we try to make it really convenient.
So I could just set this up at my neighborhood HOA office or something.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's the best.
Okay, Nicole, well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, I want to just talk to you some more about some of the public events that you have coming up that we can participate in, and then we just have a couple more questions for you, okay?
Oh, okay, wonderful.
So we'll be right back with the Chatterbox with Crickette.
Hey, I'm Don McDowell. Join me every Sunday morning, 7 to 9 for Shake, Rattle, and Troll, Arizona's only exclusive fishing show. A look at local, regional, national tournaments, recreational fishing, freshwater, saltwater, and beyond. Shake, Rattle, and Troll is brought to you by Bill Chrysler Jeep and Dodge, Sunday morning, 7 to 9, right here on KFNX 1100.
This is Nick Russo with an extraordinary one-time offer. Professional and retail subscribers throughout the world know Rush Trading to be one of the most accurate forecasting research firms and also a premier educational trading house. Now, for the first time ever, you can receive our highly acclaimed F-Factor trading course for free for the first 500 people who purchase a one-year subscription to the Momentum Monitor investment report. You will also receive free our highly praised Parabolic Cycle report, in total over $500 in savings. The F-Factor course is without doubt the most effective way to extract cash flow from the market each day. Our work points to new major cycle shifts over the next 9 months, so you must be positioned properly. Rush Trading has built a 20-year reputation of positioning clients well ahead of important changes of trend while delivering insights not readily available elsewhere. Now you can benefit from those same insights while learning how to successfully trade the markets for steady profits. Go to rushtrading.com. That's RUSS trading.com.
All aboard Scott Luther Gold and Silver Express.
Listen Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 12 to 1 p.m., Saturday, 6 to 7 p.m., and Sunday, 6 to 7 a.m. Become one of our lucky winners as we give away free gold and silver coins.
Scott Luther Gold and Silver Express.
Would you like to come on my radio show and talk about what you do? I'm Carol Blonder, the host of Networking Arizona. I created a show where you can get yourself heard by thousands of listeners. You also get a podcast of the show so you can put it on your website. Heard Tuesdays and Fridays from 3 to 5 p.m. It's a drive time, prime time show. Call me and book your spot at 602-228-4629. Get the word out about what you do. Visit my website, networkingarizona.net.
And welcome back to the Chatterbox with Crickette. I am your host, Crickette Gill, and on the phone with us today, I have my wonderful, handsome, delicious co-host,
Ubiquitous Biker Mike. You want me to send you a check?
You don't know that you're delicious?
Okay, I'll take that.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, you smell like chocolate. Whenever I'm around you, you smell like chocolate. No?
Maybe it's because I've been eating chocolate.
I think so, see? For those of you that are just tuning in, we are actually having a very wonderful discussion with Nicole Pena. She is the Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Phoenix Rescue Mission. We're learning a little bit more about what we can do in the state of Arizona and the state of homelessness in Arizona. So, Nicole, let's jump right back in.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you about some of the events that are coming up that we can become involved in, but I wanted to point out before we went there that these events are actually a better alternative to just handing someone on the street $10 or $5, because there's actually a law against panhandling in Arizona that, some police units are actually very strict about.
Oh, right. I mean, there are a lot of ordinances in Phoenix also. You're not allowed to camp out in parks. You're not allowed to even sleep in the parks during the day. Not allowed to panhandle. You're not allowed to squat on the corner. There are quite a few ordinances that sort of prevent homeless people from hanging out in areas where families and other people might be. So, yes.
And this kind of help actually gets them help beyond just whatever they're going to use that money for, because they might be using it for alcohol or drugs. And if we actually filter the money through an organization such as yours, we can get them the help they need to become self-sufficient, as opposed to just giving them. So it's basically, I think the saying is, give a man a fish. You should teach a man to fish rather than just give it to him.
Right.
So that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, we have a Hope Coach, we call it, and it's a van, and it drives around areas, this area called the Zone, where the train tracks cross behind industrial buildings where the homeless camp. We go all over the city streets in known areas, alleyways where we know homeless people congregate, and we give food, water, but our main mission is to try to get them back into shelter, get them into help, and permanently getting them off the street. And even volunteers can ride with us and do this. So
really,
yeah,
well,
we always need volunteers.
I think that's something I would like to do. I would love to say I want to do it tomorrow, but I'm hobbling around because I broke my ankle.
I heard you broke your ankle.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
So as soon as it heals, though, I want to help. I definitely want to help. So tell us about the events that are coming up for the holidays.
So we have, I just sort of touched on our frozen turkey drive, and that's on November 10th. And that's come down to the shelter, bring a frozen turkey. We'll tour you around. We'll show you what our homeless shelter looks like. And actually we'll be having, all our clients will be there eating too, so you can meet some of the people we serve and, hear their stories. So it's really fun. If you don't have a lot of time on that Sunday, you can just drop us off a turkey and we'll add you to the count board. We're trying to raise upwards near 500 turkeys on that day, so that's a pretty big goal for us.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, November 23rd, that's when we are doing the turkey box delivery. So we've identified through the school districts families that probably wouldn't have a Thanksgiving dinner this season. So we've identified those families, and we have their addresses, how many people are in their family, and we are asking volunteers to make a box and, 2 people go and deliver a Thanksgiving dinner with a frozen turkey to that family's house. So and we're doing 500 boxes for Thanksgiving and then another 500 for Christmas. So we need a lot of volunteers for that. If you can't drive out a box, if you can donate cans to help us fill a box, that would be great. And we encourage people to write little messages to the family, or if you make crafts and you can do like cute little napkin holders or something like that, you can also put those in the box, just something special. And then we put information about the rescue mission so that family knows that if they're having difficulty purchasing food, that they can come to the mission for a hot meal. If their electricity's been turned off, something like that, they can come to the mission for showers. We'll try to help if their children need school uniforms or shoes. We'll try to help with those type of needs to get that family so that they're not, homeless in another week because they can't afford some of these things. So that's kind of that outreach there. And then we do have a special thing on Veterans Day that we do just because we serve so many veterans that we just honor them with a special dinner, and we actually have active duty troops that are going to come out and serve our homeless vets. So that's a cool thing on November 11th that we love. And we have a special woman, and I don't know her rank, but Crystal Reedy, and she is in the National Guard now, and she lived as a homeless child most of her childhood. She did not have a home, her and her mother, and her siblings lived in a car. And so, this is really her passionate event. So she brings out the active troops, and we, prepare a special meal for those veterans. And then in December, we start getting into our holiday Christmas season, which is really fun because we do a lot of activities for kids. We have an adopt-a-family, so so a listener, a family can adopt another family, buy Christmas presents for the kids, a food box, and then maybe one gift like a blanket or something for the adults. But it's a really nice one because it's not, overkill. You're not trying to adopt their whole household, or some of the other ones are really, really cost prohibitive. This one is, each child picks 2 things that they would like, and so you provide that. So that's fun. And then we have our family fiesta, where we just invite families from the neighborhood. The school districts give us lists of people that are really struggling. We invite them in for this big fiesta. It's just fun, music. We always need volunteers to help serve, but we have a holiday hut, and so the kids can pick an unwrapped toy. And so what's nice about this is when you are a child, especially the older kids that are 11 and 12, a lot of times you're either, given some presents maybe by another organization and they're all wrapped up, or you don't receive presents for Christmas. And so this really allows them to pick something that they want, something that, they can see and they can go home with it right then. So it's just sort of something extra to, bring some joy to some children that, have really had a struggle with food insecurity and, those kind of things.
If I may interject something here, I know of people, now I don't have any teenagers anymore, but they would take their kids down to the rescue mission or somewhere else and have them help out and volunteer.
Oh, yes.
Very educational.
Yes,
and I think it's important to encourage that just in the community in general, and we all need to understand that the homelessness are not, or the homeless people are not to be scrutinized, because that could easily be one of us. They didn't start off saying, okay, you know what, I'm not going to work, I'm going to be addicted to drugs, or I'm going to lose my job, or I'm not going to pay my bills, and I'm just going to live on the street for the rest of my life. No one heads out the door in their lives to be in that situation. So I think they need a little compassion. And what my biggest concern is, I know we do all these drives during the holidays, but I really am concerned about the homeless during the off season, I guess, if you call it that.
Right.
When it's non-holiday.
So, of course, we have, special events around the holidays, and those are a lot of fun. And it, really helps us, back to what Biker Mike was saying, it helps the community come and get involved because we have these special events and we need so much help. But, we're serving meals 365 days. Right now we're in desperate need for people to come and help us prepare breakfast and serve breakfast. We, all year round have clothing needs. We always need men's jeans, men's work boots. There's 365 days of needs, and so it just doesn't stop with the holidays.
Well, people can just go take their clothes and stuff and take them to the 2 locations and donate them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So one more thing I wanted to touch on before we close out for the day is that the Phoenix Rescue Mission is a Christ-centered organization. Let's say this person does not believe in Jesus Christ. Maybe they're Muslim or something.
Right.
They follow a different path.
Right.
Is the Christian religion something that is pushed on to the people that your shelter services, or is it optional, or is it everyone of any faith or no faith can come? They don't have to feel pressured by that, right?
Right. No, everybody, any faith can come. They can find services. We offer Christ-based counseling. We are a Christian organization, and our recovery programs are based on that faith. So, that is, we believe that it's, mind, body, and spirit. It's a whole person, and you can't just help someone with food without really dealing with what is the root that's going on. And we think, forgiveness and many of those things that are the cornerstone of Christianity are really the way that someone gets well.
Right.
But, you can come for a meal, you can get clothing, shower, nothing, and, it's all open to anyone. We do not discriminate. And, in fact, we feel like, when you are needy and hurting, pushing something that you're not ready for is probably the worst thing that you could do to that person at that time. So,
that's true.
So, we're, of course, excited about, the promise that Jesus gives to us. Yeah. But anyway, we just believe that we can help everyone. And you know what? There are sometimes better resources for other people, and we have this awesome community that helps people. So we do a lot of referrals too.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to get better because I am going to volunteer to some of these events coming up, and just going forward, I really do want to help. So give us a little information about how to contact you, please.
So the best way to get a hold of us is our volunteer hotline, 602-346-3342, or our website, phoenixrescuemission.org. Check us out on Facebook. We're just Phoenix Rescue Mission. We have a lot of upcoming things on there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Nicole. That is Nicole Pena from the Phoenix Rescue Mission, and you've been listening to the Chatterbox with Crickette. We'll talk to you again next Saturday at 10.